Growing up a 2000s baby, I have vivid memories of taking comfort in enjoying media, whether it was cable TV or early YouTube, and of course, video games. But sometimes I'd see something that would take me out of that comfort. Whether it was intentionally scary or not, it stuck with me. And recently, a large amount of people, specifically other Gen Z kids, have came out to gather and share all the similar experiences with one another across the internet. But some experiences are exclusive to those who grew up in a household that enjoys media in 2 languages. So that's what I'll be diving into today. Latino Gen Z horror nostalgia. Although a show meant to uplift Catholics in Latin America, this soap opera is infamous for having a few episodes that just didn't sit right with people. Which is saying something because the show is also known for having unintentionally funny and cringy scenes.
Ma, te iba a decir que voy a ir a mi
¡Miranda está embarazada! ¡Qué chido voy a ser tío!
But when the show really wants to drive a point across to its audience, it's not afraid to drop this soap opera act and become something more terrifying at times. The show presents itself as a retelling of real stories but in a dramatized way, and this only adds to the fear factor. Kinda like when you're about to watch a horror film and the movie opens up by saying it's based on a true story. I don't want to go into specific episode summaries because I'd actually love to do so as a series of its own, but I do at least want to mention how retelling stories has actually gotten the show into some trouble in the past. On June 12, 2012, 12 armed men attacked a campsite named El Campamento Colibri that had a total of 90 people. They tortured, robbed, and essayed 7 teenagers. This awful incident became the inspiration for a Rosa de Guadalupe episode named Goodbye Innocence. A sneak peek of the episode was shown on TV, and the victims' parents actually gathered and protested Televisa to not air the episode, and thankfully, Televisa heard the complaints. The episode was banned, and is now considered lost media. Only a small portion of the episode has been recovered. There are people who claim the episode did air once a year or 2 later after its banning, but as far as I could find, these are unsubstantiated rumors. Los Clones, or The Clones in English, was a show from 2005 with not a lot known about it. From what we know, it's believed that the show only lasted a month on TV Azteca, which if you've been watching my videos recently, you've known that they've been behind a lot of odd stuff broadcasted onto TV. The idea behind the show was puppets modeled after popular people in media at the time to do comedy sketches with over-exaggerated features and slightly different names to probably avoid legal trouble, I'm guessing. If you grew up Gen Z, although very young, there's a chance you might have seen this at some point growing up. And I know if you did, this is burned into your memory because of just how creepy these puppets look. And TV Azteca agrees with you because it was promptly cancelled for being too creepy. A lot of TikTokers have recently stumbled onto this again, and it's led to an attempt to find more of it, but only a 10-minute video on YouTube can be found. It's likely the rest of the episode or any other episode will remain lost media. I know you know this video. I never met any other Latino my age who's never come across it at least once. And when I mention it to someone who says they don't know what I'm talking about, I just show them the video and the memory immediately floods back into their minds. Take a look.
Bueno, aquí les presentamos a la muñeca de Bessie que se la regalaron a sus 15 años.
¡Ay, no manches, mira!
This video really messed with me back in the day. I must have been around 7 or 8 years old when I first saw it on YouTube. I believe one of my primas showed it to me on an old computer and my little bean heart dropped to my ass. I'll never forget it. I've been a little obsessed with this video for over a decade now. It comes to mind every so often when I think about old caught on camera spooky videos from early YouTube, and yet I can't find anything on it. Seriously, I tried looking everywhere, typing it in English and Spanish, but to no avail. And the earliest upload I could find was from 2009. This video straight up made me scared of quince dolls for years, but apart from this video, the sentiment that quince dolls are creepy is not mutually exclusive to this video. It's apparently a sentiment that people have had for a while now, even before this video was uploaded. To this day, people talk about how unnerving they are, and some even share stories of supposed haunted ones. But when it comes to this clip, I eventually want to come back to it when I learn more. But with that, let's get on to the next video. This one's more harder to explain, but just take a listen. I'm sure you know what this is. This is the main theme of El Chavo de Ocho. Although it's a show that aired in the 1970s, it's such an iconic show that it still gets reruns all the time. So chances are you've heard this theme song at least once or hundreds of times. The song is called The Elephant Never Forgets. Although an odd addition to the list, several people have told me that they felt that this song kinda gave them a feeling of uneasiness growing up. People even mentioned it in the last video as well. I've been able to find other examples of people saying that they felt the same way towards this song. I know this may seem silly, but this isn't actually the only example widely known as a song that is completely innocent but kinda creeps people out. If you need an example more closer to home, SpongeBob's outro. I'm serious, there are people out there that believe that SpongeBob's outro was kind of unsettling. There's a great video about it by Goose Boost, where he suggests that the reason the song might unsettle people is because the song feels very liminal. And I feel it may be the same case for the main theme of El Chavo de Ocho. If you need a visual, think of an empty space that feels like it should be occupied, but it just isn't. Like the music is about to lead up to something, but then nothing. You're alone, but you feel something is there and you can't explain it. If you were someone who grew up feeling anxious from the main theme of El Chavo de Ocho, and you couldn't explain why, just know that you're not alone, and you're not crazy. For those who just came for the spooky stuff, this video is basically over, so thank you for watching. But if you're sticking around, I want to talk about how I plan to involve you guys in future content, but I also first quickly want to thank y'all for 4,000 subs. I know by the time this video is out, we'll be closer to 5,000, but I also want to apologize. This video was meant to come out sooner as a little something to watch before either a part 3 of the Disturbing TV Moment series or a full deep dive on the abandoned Disney park content. But I ended up getting a sore throat, so I took a small break but forced myself to still try to at least finish this one to get it out to y'all. Don't worry, the projects in the work are still being made, but I really want to take my time with them. Speaking of the Disturbing TV Moments videos, I recently became eligible for monetization, which is cool, but none of those videos are monetizable due to copyright issues. I was given the option to remove the portion of the video to be able to make money, but I don't want to do that because I feel like it removes too much context from the video, and also they're my first examples of me really testing the waters of YouTube, so they mean a lot to me. But yes, very likely the videos I make going forward will still probably not be monetizable, whether it's over copyright problems or it's just the content I plan to make. I didn't go into YouTube hoping to make money anyways. This is more of a way to explore my hobby of yapping about spooky stuff. But as a broke college student, I'm not going to pretend money wouldn't help feed me and my cats. So if you guys like my stuff and are feeling generous, you can now use YouTube's super thanks to tip me a small donation, which will highlight your comment for me and everyone, and I'll guarantee respond to you. And of course, you'll have my unwavering thanks. But if you don't want to, of course that's fine. Watching the video and sharing is already way more than enough. Now on to how I'd like to involve y'all in the next video. If y'all noticed during the El Chavo bit, I thanked a commenter from one of my videos for the idea for this one. Well, for the next video, I'd like if you guys shared and suggested some more examples of Latino Gen Z horror. If any of your examples make it onto the next video, I'll show your comment or DM on Twitter at Cinna_tweet, and thank you personally in the vid. Thank you all for watching this far in. I'm excited to see what y'all suggest. Discord server coming soon, maybe, I don't know.